To kick off our session, we're starting with Rhonda Brooks at Farm Journal Media, who will be discussing what farmers want before trying biologicals. Rhonda brings 35 years of experience working in the agricultural industry and has been instrumental at Farm Journal. During the past decade as editor and editorial director, an agricultural journalism graduate of the University of Missouri-Columbia, Rhonda has won more than a dozen communications awards throughout her career. We'll turn it over to Rhonda to hear results of a pulse survey on what farmers need to adopt biological technologies on their farms, along with other research.
Hello, everyone. I'm Rhonda Brooks of Farm Journal, and I want to welcome you today to the AgriThority Exceed the Seed program. Really happy to have a few minutes to talk with you. I've been asked to address the topic of what farmers want before using a biological product. So for the next 10 minutes or so, I'm going to share some information and insights that Farm Journal has on the topic, which is certainly interesting and something that our editorial team addresses regularly, routinely throughout the year to keep farmers involved and informed about new products and practices in the marketplace. Starting off, I want to talk about a pulse survey that we did back late winter, early spring. Periodically, a pulse survey is what we do to kind of gauge where farmers are and what they're thinking. And in this case, specifically about biologicals. So often we get insights about what farmers are thinking through third-party research. We also use anecdotal information or qualitative type information. And one of those is the pulse survey, which I'm showing you an example here of that. We do the pulse surveys via our online platform, AgWeb, and we ask farmers, basically it's a group of several thousand farmers who have signed up over the years to participate in Pulse, and we ask them a question, and then we provide them with a range of multiple choice answers to choose from. And in this case, we asked them, what is your opinion about using biologicals on your farm? We had 672 farmers from across the US respond, and of those, they shared with us that 41% said they need to know more about biologicals before they use them. 35% said they see potential for using them. 21% said they don't know what their opinion is about biologicals, and 4% said they see no benefit. So we're going to dig a little bit more into those numbers now. And first, what I want to do is address the 35% of farmers who responded that they see potential in biologicals. We asked ourselves, basically our editorial team, why did 35%, a third of our responses see potential, and what could we share with you as those explanations? And so we dug through our editorial content from the last couple of years and talked to a variety of people, and we came up with 6 explanations. Certainly there could be more, but here is our take on 6 of those. First, of this 35%, these are farmers who have experienced the benefits of working with biological firsthand. And we're basing that on simple product sales really in the marketplace. Dunham Trimmer, a marketing consulting group exclusively focused on biopesticides, biostimulants, and biofertilizers, estimate that biological products had $2 billion worth of sales in 2012, and that number then jumped to $7 billion worth of sales in 2021. So in a span of 9 years, sales of biologicals in the US ag marketplace saw a 4-fold plus increase. Second, farmers understand the partnership better today between integrated pest management and traditional chemistry. What we see and have heard from manufacturers and farmers is that many biologicals work best in tandem with traditional products or with some specific agronomic practice rather than on their own independently. Third, this is a group of farmers that probably has a relationship with a trusted advisor. The farmers we've interviewed who have someone they work with to try a biological, be it a retailer, agronomist, or a company representative, that individual helps them succeed with those products or that product in the field. They provide manpower, sometimes they provide feedback during the season, and they provide performance evaluations. Fourth, these are farmers that understand the marketplace, where it's headed, and what consumers value or say they value, which is more so-called natural products or environmentally friendly products, products that leave less residue behind in food production. Fifth, these are farmers who see more traditional crop protection companies coming on board in the marketplace with biologicals. And that makes, I think, the biological products seem more mainstream, and I believe it provides some degree of reassurance to growers that these products are here to stay. Along with that, sixth, farmers and those of us, I am seeing more favorable US government policy, which reflects on the significance of biologicals. Recently, an important development is that there's now a biopesticide division at the US Environmental Protection Agency, the EPA. So now we're going to transition from that 35% of farmers who see potential to those farmers who responded to us, basically 62% in that pulse survey, who say they're ambivalent about biologicals. And that 62%, I added together, if you will, two percentages: the 41% who reported they want more information, and the 21% of farmers who told us they simply don't know that they have an opinion on biologicals. So that percentage, that 62%, corresponds with what Rabo research analysts Sam Taylor and Stephen Nicholson told Farm Journal in August. Those two analysts said during a Farm Journal Farm Foundation presentation that somewhere in the region of 65% of US farmers err on the side of negativity in their view on biologicals because they don't know enough or have sufficient experience with the technology. So what they're telling us melds with what our survey says. Farm Journal's identified at least 4 reasons for farmer ambivalence, and those include, first of all, farmers want third-party research that validates use. It's common knowledge that there are fewer cooperative extension scientists and independent agronomists who are out there in the marketplace, county by county and at the university level, doing field research because of a lack of funding. The dollars haven't been there for some time, and those folks, there's just fewer of them, and that trend is likely to continue. Second, farmers still need to understand what biological products are and the various categories. So if you, for instance, if you do a Google search on the topic, you find a variety of definitions. So I appreciate that on the Biological Products Industry Alliance website, the BPIA defines biological products as including biopesticides, biostimulants, and biofertilizers. But I would say that depending on who you talk to, there are other products some scientists and agronomists would add to that list. Plant growth hormones in soybeans, for instance, is one example because PGRs can be naturally produced in the plant. So I think over the years, just defining what are biologicals, what's in that category, it's taken us some time in the industry to figure that out and to have more of a coordinated explanations, if you will, and definitions. Third, I kind of mentioned this already, farmers either want or need to work with a trusted advisor to have experience and to get success with these products. And I think that's just can't be overstated, really. Fourth, these farmers want certainty about getting a return on investment, that the products work and that they're reliable. And honestly, this fourth answer, there's several different pieces to it. I could have made several more points just out of this one. We know that historically there's been a challenge with biologicals. We've heard other farmers and individuals talk about snake oils, and that perception has a long tail and it's been slow to fade. Fred Below, who's a University of Illinois plant physiologist, told Farm Journal earlier this year, I think it was in March, that biologicals are here to stay and they're going to be key management practices in our quest for high yields. But you better understand how they work and what they do if you'll have any clue of how to best use them. And I just think that is so true. Biologicals, they're often more nuanced in how they perform than traditional chemistry. And all I mean by that is, historically, I think companies have encouraged farmers apply product X and you get the Y results. You get XYZ results. And biological products aren't always that well defined. For instance, microbial products can really work well, but they don't necessarily work everywhere well or the same way every year. They often show their greatest advantage when growing conditions are the least favorable. And that means whoever is positioning a microbial product in the marketplace has to figure out how to position and message the information about that product so that it resonates with farmers. I think that's really a challenge at times. Farmers need to know how biological products fit into an integrated pest management strategy. I mentioned earlier that we're seeing in the agricultural industry today that what's evolved is that biologicals often are a great complement to traditional products to protect seeds, growth of the crop, and yield outcome. There's been significant growth in biological products that protect soybean seed, for instance, and improve germination rates under cold, wet conditions. So I think that's a real positive. I'm encouraged, and I believe there are a lot of reasons to be encouraged about the direction that biologicals are taking. And I think, we're seeing just based on sales alone that sales and on-farm adoption of these products are increasing. According to Dunham Trimmer, there is a 14.4% annual growth in the biological products market, which is 2 to 3 times faster than the growth in traditional markets. Specific to row crops, biologicals had a 11% share of use in 2020, which is projected to rise to a 16% share in 2030. Dollar rise annual sales of biological products for row crop use was estimated to be about $400 million in 2020 and is projected to grow to $1.9 billion in 2030. How's it going to grow? 3 areas of innovation and growth that Dunham Trimmer mentioned include: some companies are investing in peptide-based technology. Disruptive advancements in pheromones could reduce the cost of product development and open up new crop use opportunities for biocontrols. Third, as a category, biofertilizers are experiencing activity and innovation. So those are just some of the reasons that as an industry, I believe we can be encouraged that biological products are really beginning to gain ground literally in farm country today. I hope the past few minutes have answered some of your questions about what farmers want before using biologicals. I also want to mention that in our September issue of Farm Journal, which is our annual seed and weed guide, we have several different articles that address the topic of biologicals, including biofertilizers, herbicides, and biofungicides, and kind of what's going on in the marketplace. And it addresses biologicals, some of those topics, much more than what I've been able to address during our few minutes here together. If you have any interest in furthering our conversation or asking me any questions, you're sure welcome to reach out to me anytime. You can just simply email me at rbrooks@farmjournal.com. Again, that's rbrooks@farmjournal.com. And I want to thank you for your time today, and I wish you the best the rest of your day. Thank you.